Hello, everyone. I hope you can all hear me loud and clear out there. Welcome to the SmartHQ Service Web training session today. So I think you all notice I added the word web to SmartHQ Service. So that's because we are going to be training on a really cool new product that we're launching. And we're really super excited to bring it to you. We're actually collaborating on this training session because, like I said, because it's a new product, we thought it'd be a good idea to team up, help Juan. He was kind enough to let us join him on this training session. So let's go around the room real quickly and let's introduce ourselves. Anita, do you want to go first?
Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Anita Sudalai Kannu. I'm the Quality Assurance Engineer for SmartHQ Service. Thank you all for joining us for a wonderful session.
Hi, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. My name is Juan Morales. I am the Senior Staff Field Application Engineer for SmartHQ Service, and it is an absolute pleasure to be with you here tonight. So thank you again for joining us.
Awesome. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Juan. Hey, so my name is Tella Mahari. I'm the Director for the SmartHQ Service Microenterprise here at GE Appliances. So obviously I'm coming to you from my home, but we're going to have a great training session today. One thing I do want to say quickly before we get started, I do want to apologize if there was any of you that were in the 11 a.m. Eastern training session yesterday where we had the network issues with the AWS or Amazon Web Services outage. That was, once in a very long while, internet infrastructure event that caused us problems, as it did many other, software solutions, throughout the industry. So I do apologize for that problem that we had yesterday. And I'm fairly certain the problem's been resolved, and we're going to be able to run flawlessly this evening. So, let's get started. So the approach that we're going to take is that sort of half of the presentation is going to be or half of the session is going to be presentation, looking at PowerPoint, and then the other half is going to be demonstrations of this new solution. We get started with the actual training material. So just give you a quick overview of the agenda. So there's going to be a brief introduction about SmartHQ Service, and then we'll talk about SmartHQ Service Web and what it is. We'll do a tour of our new website that we just launched to accommodate orders for SmartHQ Service Web. And we'll show you how to register, log in, order SmartHQ Service Web. That's kind of important, right? And then we will do a live demo of Juan will do the dashboard screen and general document access. Anita is going to do the one-parts exploded drawing viewing application and how it integrates with the parts ordering system we call Parts Finder. And then I will do sort of a more detailed explanation and overview of the Parts Finder application that allows you to order parts. Okay, so just very quickly, what is SmartHQ Service and where does it come from, right? What is the background here? So the system originally started as a system that we call Field Inspector that was used by product development teams, engineering product development teams within GE Appliances, right? So as product was being developed, very often this product was put in homes during the development process to test, right, before we started selling the product. And we needed to be able to monitor these products. We needed to understand how they were functioning internally. So this system was developed for that. As time went along, we realized that service technicians could make use of this, right? Service technicians need to be able to probe an appliance and capture information from it. So we started making it available, developed a solution that ran on a PC that was used by GE factory service or GE employee technicians. And that was in around 2012, right? So this thing has been around for a while, right? So, it's fondly known as NUFI, and many of you know this system as NUFI. That name is probably going to stick around with us forever. But as my team got involved, we launched a solution that was available to external entities, like service companies that do warranty work for GE or authorized service companies. And we created a solution that runs on mobile devices, whether Android or iOS phones or tablets. And we started distributing it to our customer care network, okay? And that has been out there since 2018. More recently, in 2020, we rebranded the whole system SmartHQ Service. Okay, now GE has a sort of a broad-based marketing strategy under the brand SmartHQ, and SmartHQ Service is one of the pillars of the SmartHQ ecosystem of digital solutions within GE. Okay, so a lot of people think SmartHQ Service is kind of this newfangled thing. It is newfangled in the sense that it's super cool and it's high tech. But it's a solution that we have been developing for a long time. It's been used for a long time. It's very robust, very stable. And, we have thousands of technicians out there getting a lot of value out of this system. Okay, so the new product, SmartHQ Service Web. Okay, now this is different in a sense because it's really targeted at office workers, right? So it's targeted at people who are working in the office who want to work on a PC, on a large screen computer, and want to be able to view the data that is being generated out in the field by service technicians, okay? So it is, in a sense, I like to think of it as a really great tool for the back-end office staff, administrators, managers, triage folks, technicians, to interact, to communicate with the technicians that are out in the field. So as we go through this, you're going to see how data that is generated by service technicians out in the field, whether that is parts that they want to purchase, whether that's diagnostic information that's extracted from the appliance and sent to the cloud, or all kinds of ways in which teams can collaborate between the office and the field and the technicians out in the field. Okay? All about robust, efficient communication between these groups. So I should have mentioned, so obviously this solution does not require a Bluetooth module. It does not support a Bluetooth module, right? So our expectation isn't that the folks using this system are going to be directly interfacing and communicating with a specific appliance, okay? They will be able to look at data that was generated and extracted from appliances out in the field, but with this solution, you will not directly be looking at data in a specific appliance that is in front of you right there and then that you're communicating with. Okay, so as I said before, no module. And the good thing about this is that we are offering it at a lower price relative to the full-blown SmartHQ service solution. So, so that's obviously kind of a nice thing. You get really, really high-value solution at a reasonable price. Okay, so so we're going to kind of round this out a little bit and do a little bit of a tour of our website. Okay, so if I click on this, it's going to open the website. You'll see that this website looks different. We've got this banner at the top, which is new, and obviously dedicated to SmartHQ Service Web. Okay. One thing I want to communicate So the URL, SmartHQServiceWeb.com, will actually take you to the application so that you can sign into the application if you have the credentials, okay? So the application is SmartHQServiceWeb.com. If you type that in right now, you will actually see the application, okay? But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the website that supports SmartHQ Service Web, okay? And that's this, okay? So you come here to buy SmartHQ Service Web, and you come here to learn about the system. And you can also actually log into the system from here. And we'll do that in a minute, okay? So I am going to click on the Buy Now button to take you down to the order form. So if you choose to buy just one account and you pay for the whole year up front, it's a $20 monthly cost. If you choose to pay on a monthly basis, it's $25 per month per user, okay? If you purchase more than one account, you get a bulk discount, okay? So you can see here pricing. You go down to the order form, enter your information, address, etc., and we will send you the information, the credentials you need, password, etc., to be able to log into the system, okay? So it's super, super, super simple, okay? So let me show you how, so I'm going to go through the process of creating an account and logging into that account that I've just created, okay? So let's start that, okay? And I'm going to work with Anitha on this. So Anitha is actually going to acknowledge the email address that I'm going to use to create this account, okay? So, so you see I have two choices here, right? I can either log in as a non-GE employee or I can log in with username and password. Now, let me just quickly give you, how these two login systems are differentiated. So non-GE employee login is what most technicians are going to use because they're not going to be buying parts. They are going to be selecting parts that that the organization may want to buy. And then someone else will actually make the choice as to whether those parts are actually purchased. Username and password is used by administrators or managers who log in with their customer net credentials and are able to actually buy parts through this system. So the username and password is linked to your customer net credentials. Okay, so let me start. Okay, I'm going to go into non-GE. Okay, I'm going to click on sign up here. Okay, and then I'm going to put, because this is a new account. Okay, and then I'm going to use the same password I've used before. I have to type it in again. Okay. There you go. Okay, and I have to acknowledge, so let's save that. Acknowledge. Okay, then I just go in here, and I'm going to just put in an address that I've used before, just some random address. This is not, a real account. So I'm going to submit this, and now you're going to see, as I put Anitha's screen on the phone, Anitha's screen up on the up here.
Yeah. As you all
go ahead, Anitha.
Yeah. As you all can see, I have received an email for verification. So I have to just click on my email and click on the button that says verify account. And within a fraction of a second, you will get a message like this indicating congratulations, your account has been verified. So now, you can go back. We'll go back to Telema.
Okay, great. Thank you, Anitha. Okay, so obviously under normal circumstances, I would acknowledge my own email, but we're just trying to collaborate here so that we can all get things done quickly. So, so I'm going to try to sign in again. Okay, and I'm going to click on non-GE employee. Okay. I'm going to just show the password. So And then now I'm going to actually try to sign in. But it's not going to let me in quite yet. But let me try. Okay? So it says access denied. Okay? So now, this process usually takes about 24 hours for you to actually get your request approved. But because I actually have access to the system here, I'm going to go ahead and approve it right away. Okay? So give me a minute here. Okay, there it is. I'm going to approve it. Takes a couple of seconds. Okay, now it's approved. So now I go back and I click sign in. It's going to remember my credentials. Okay, I'm going to click non-GE employee. Remembered my credentials, and I go continue. I have to authorize, and I'm in. Okay, and I click next, and I see the familiar SmartHQ Service Web screen. Okay, so super simple. Okay, just go to the website, order. And you can sign in from the website, or you can sign in at SmartHQService.com. Sorry, SmartHQServiceWeb.com. That will also get you into the application. So just very, very, very easy process. Okay. So the next thing I want to show you is just talk a little bit about the system. Okay, and so here, this is essentially the SmartHQ service system. Okay, so essentially you have the Bluetooth module plugged into an appliance through an RJ45 port. Okay, the Bluetooth module communicates with the appliance wirelessly and sends diagnostic data up to the cloud. Okay, and so there's lots of data sent to the cloud. Right? The whole system is supported by the Amazon Web Service Cloud, and that's actually why we had the problem we had yesterday. Okay, so things like photographs, documents, video, anything that the technician captures on site, or anything the technician needs on site, is supported by the cloud. Okay, and so the great thing about SmartHQ Service Web is that all that information that is in the cloud, you can now access through SmartHQ Service Web. Okay, so our goal here, and as you can see by our sort of our tagline, is that we're leveraging internal GE IT service-oriented infrastructure, and we're making it available to external service technicians or service companies through this very easy to use portal. Okay, and that is our goal. Okay, so let me switch over very quickly here and show you a comparison between SmartHQ Service and SmartHQ Service Web. Okay. So this is on, obviously, what I've got is I've got SmartHQ Service Web running in a browser. Okay, SmartHQ Service Web will run in any browser. Okay, so whether it's a PC, whether it's a Mac, some of you geeks out there who like Linux can run it on Linux. You can run this on, and you can run it on mobile, right? You can run it on iOS phones and tablets. You can run it on Android, right? So this thing literally will run anywhere. Okay? And so on the right, we've got the screen for the SmartHQ Service Web. I can scroll down, okay? And I'm mixing up my. But on the right, the other right, this is the mobile SmartHQ Service mobile. Okay. So if I click next, and I click next on this screen, you'll see that the UI is very, very, very similar. right? So the reason we did this, we're trying to keep the same kind of look and feel, trying to keep it really, really easy and really simple, right? We're not trying to create any unnecessarily new learning challenges, okay? So I think that's what you're going to find throughout the system. It's all about simplicity. It's all about ease of use. It's all about being able to engage with GE service resources as easily and as seamlessly as possible. Okay? So what we're going to do now, we're going to have Juan really kind of dig into the data-related features of SmartHQ Service. And go ahead, Juan, take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Telma, and thank you for that great introduction to this this brand new product, which is now a part of the SmartHQ Service family. And my friends out there, one thing I want to echo that Telma said is the word value, right? This application or this new platform gives you a wealth of knowledge, right? So if you use it just one time, it is well worth the very low monthly cost. As a matter of fact, this just launched today, and already it has made its way into a lot of service centers out there. They've been placing orders for it, so it is really truly a wonderful thing. I want to show you a couple things over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my screen that I have already open, and I'll put myself in the camera so that you can see that I'm speaking to you. So once you log in, right? So Telma went through the whole process of logging into the system. Once you log in, it's a very, very simple interface. All you need to do is enter your model number, and also it's advised that you enter the serial number if you have it available, but you don't necessarily have to. Okay, and one of the best ways that I ask, for example, a tech support agent or a triage agent that may be receiving a phone call from their technician in the field, when you ask for the model number, please ask your technician to this is a refrigerator example, to get the number right off of the tag that's inside of the product. And the reason for that, okay, is because when you actually enter that model, you will need to enter the full model number, including the engineering digit. So that's very important that you make sure that you ask for all those numbers so that you get the most accurate information. Now, as you can see over here, I've already, for time purposes, entered the model and serial. But if you click the little history button over here, it gives me right now a history of the different products that I have researched. So here I have a top-load washer, other refrigerators, things like that, making it very, very simple for you to go back and quickly access some of that information. So once we enter model and serial number, you would click the button labeled next, and this opens up the dashboard, okay? And right here is where you're going to find all the information that you're going to need that is related to this specific product, all the service information that is related to this product. So all the way at the top, we see product overview, and if you click on that, you can easily find information about the product, right? We show some pictures over here, but if you go to about this product, you can see more complex information, right? For example, details about how some of the most complex features on the product, for example, the hands-free autofill, right? How does that work? In case your technician has to explain it to a customer, right? How that functions. This allows you to learn about it and get that information. Now, if we go back over here and scroll down a little bit and we look at the manuals and downloads, here is where you can actually find the use and care manual. And a lot of you know out there that we've been to customers' houses, right? And sometimes the customer may perceive something that's going on with the unit as a defect, when in fact it's not a defect, right? It's just simply the way the unit operates. And a lot of this information can be found in the use and care guide, which of course you can download very easily here, email it to your technician, email it to your customer, and it could save perhaps a second service visit, right? An unnecessary second service visit. We also have installation instruction in the event that the repair is not related to product failure, but rather an improper installation. We have that information for you right here. So if we go back over here again to the dashboard, the next section I want to show you is the document search, and this is almost like a Google search, right? If you click here, the first thing that's going to come up is obviously information that is just related to this model that you entered. So for example, service bulletins, mini manuals, things like that. But if you want to research other information, let's just say that you're already here, right? And you want to learn about maybe, I'm just going to type in a couple things over here. GTW, that's a top load washer. And I'm going to type in the word vibration. Okay, vibration. If I go ahead and click on that, right here I see various different documents. For example, if I go to the service bulletin, here's a service bulletin on about how to fix vibration on a top-load washing machine, right? So here it gives me the different models this applies to, and of course the repair procedure. So this makes this document search feature makes finding information about not just the product that you entered, but about other products very, very easy by a keyword, by a model number, things like that. So it gives you a lot of flexibility in terms of when you're researching information. Okay. Now, of course, you can have access to the service manual and the mini manual, which I'm going to click on right here. Which, of course, if you open it up, the mini manual is almost like a shortened version of the full service manual, right? Right here, I just happened to come across some schematic diagrams. So we have the wiring diagram. So your technician's out in the field, right? And rather than calling GE technical support, they may call you and say, hey, I need help. I have a defrost issue, and I don't know what the resistance should be on this heating element. So you can pull it up very easily here by model number, and you can tell your technician, all right, go between the orange wire and the blue wire, and you should measure approximately 37 ohms of resistance. Okay, so just like that, in a second, I was able to find this information, and you can too, right? That's going to make obviously your technician's life a lot easier, and it's going to expedite the repair. All right, moving along, we also have recent bulletins by model number. So these are service bulletins that can be extremely helpful, and they have actually increased the first-time completion rate for many service centers out there, okay? And what I mean by that is this. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, your customer for this product, right, is complaining about some ice buildup, right, or frost buildup. Well, if you happen to look at the service bulletin, we see here that there is a service bulletin related to frost or ice buildup in a specific area of the fridge. And here we tell you that there's a part that you need to replace. We give you the step-by-step instructions. This is, of course, going to be found in the service bulletin. And by having this information, okay, my friends, I want to emphasize that by having this information available to the technician prior to him or her going to that customer's house, they can proactively prepare, right? Get the parts, understand what they need to do. And once they get there, they can fix the issue in one single service visit. That, in turn, is going to make you much more efficient and, of course, much, much more profitable. So this is something you definitely want to take advantage of. Always look at these service bulletins when you register for this platform, right? All right, so enough about the service bulletins. We also have, obviously, training bulletins. And one thing I want to show you over here, too, is that by me entering the serial number, right, not just a model number, but the serial number, I was actually able to see the manufacturing date, which for this product, which is January 2021. So in case of, if you're trying to find out if the unit is still under warranty or things like that, it is very, very simple for you to find that. If I didn't enter the serial number, I would still get access to all the information, but the manufacturing date would not be there. So that's kind of the only difference. Down here, if we move along, the Ethernet port compatibility test will tell you if this product is indeed compatible with our SmartHQ Service mobile application. All you need to do is click Check Compatibility, and right here it tells us that this specific model, which is the unit that I have behind me, is compatible with SmartHQ Service. And in the event that you're not familiar where the port location is, you can simply click on the document up here, which will, of course, show you with detailed pictures where exactly the port is located on the appliance that you're working on. So here I have a French door refrigerator, and it's telling me that it's in the rear behind the top middle cover. But if I had a built-in French door refrigerator, like some of the high-end monogram units that you have out there, of course, it's behind the grill that you kind of have to lift up where the compressor areas, and that's where the port would be. Okay, so this makes it very simple for you to assist your technicians out in the field in case they are looking for that port and they can't find it. All right, so moving along, when we click the button labeled Next down here, so this is going to take us out of the dashboard, and this takes us into one of my favorite sections of the SmartHQ Service Web product, because right over here, there's several different items that you can choose from. But take a look at this, fault codes. Okay, fault codes, this is by far one of the my favorite parts of this, this product, because it's going to give you access, immediate access to what these fault codes mean, okay? And I want to make this very, very clear, my friends. It is not practical for your technicians or yourself to try to memorize every single fault code for every single product that is out there, especially if you're working with different manufacturers, right? It's just not that simple, right? You have many other things to think about. So trying to memorize what, you know, an F6 fault code on a GE product means, or a C22 fault code on a different manufacturer that I used to work for means, it's just not practical. So by having access to this right here, if your technician calls you, right, and they say, hey, I need help, I just came across an F9 fault code on this refrigerator, you simply click on it, and right here it tells you this is an ambient humidity sensor error. So you can, with confidence, you can guide your technician and say, okay, Mr. Technician or Mrs. Technician out there in the field, that fault code F9 means that you have an issue with your humidity sensor. So of course, at that point, the technician has to be a technician, right, and find out if a wire is loose or things like that. But at least you have pointed them in the right direction, making it very easy for them to approach the repair. So fault codes, excellent part of the SmartHQ Service Web product. Of course, we also have access to diagnostic documents, and here's where you can find a plethora of documentation, which can be, again, mini manuals, service bulletins. But take a look at this. I want to show you that this one's actually really cool, because we even have part instructions, okay? There's a lot of parts out there that we obviously have for service purposes. This water dispenser drip kit is one of them. In the event that your customer is asking, you know, or stating that their refrigerator is dripping water, right? We do have this kit, right? And here's all the parts, the John Guest fittings, the locking clips, all that stuff. But if you just get the kit, right, the parts, and you have no idea how to install them, well, the documentation for that is right in front of you here, and you can guide your technician. You can even email them this this document right from your computer to their mobile device, so that they can do the repair efficiently and intelligently, right? So having access to this information is really going to be the key to your success, because if you know what parts you need, how to install them, if you need a software update on the unit, right? If you have access to all that information, that, of course, is going to give an advantage to your technicians out there in the field. So I wanted to show you that, and that is, of course, service documentation. Also, I want to mention training, right? I know it's a little bit hard to get out there for us to get out there and provide actual hands-on training because of everything that's going on in the world right now. But if you have a new technician that you just hired, when you onboard them, you can actually just have them sit down, on the computer and take a look at this. There's going to be a lot of training bulletins that they can just simply go through and understand, so that they can become well-versed on GE products, so that when they get out there in the field, they know exactly what it is that they need to do, right? So if you needed training, the training is right here in front of you. This is another wonderful section of the SmartHQ Service Web product. Now, of course, we have access to One Parts and Parts Finder, which is parts information, but Anita and Telma will talk about that. The service website button right here, okay, if this wasn't enough, what I just showed you, if you click on this button, this will give you direct access to the tag website, or the GE service website, okay? And by default, it's going to give you, because I enter this specific model number, it is going to give me information related, of course, to that model number. But you can enter any model number in there once you're in the tag website, and you can research any service information related to any of those products. Okay, so it is a very easy way to go from SmartHQ Service Web right to the tag website. All right. Now, before I go ahead and transition it over to Telma and Anita, I want to show you here this last button, which is the Diagnostic History. And this is going to blow you away, my friends, because now with SmartHQ Service Web, you have instant access to exactly what your technicians are seeing out there in the field. Okay. We're going to give you a quick demonstration, but just to put it in perspective, okay, think of it this way. if I'm a service manager, or maybe, again, the in-house tech support agent, and my technician calls me and says, hey, I'm having trouble with this product, I can easily have them send me the information, the data from their mobile device that they've captured. I can view it here on my computer, and I can advise them on what it is that they need to do, okay? So I'm not going to talk too much about it because Anitha and Telma have a great presentation put together. So again, my friends, I want to transition over to them, and they will give you a full explanation about how this cycle history feature works.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Juan. Thank you for that introduction to diagnostic history, and also thank you for giving the folks out there an insight into how valuable the documents that they can access in SmartHQ Service are. So, as I always say, it's not really the documents are just available. The documents are presented to you in a way that makes them really, really easy to find, really easy to sort through, right? So based on the model number that you're using, the system just feeds the documents to you. Just really, really easy, no searching, okay? So as Juan said, and thank you for that, Juan. Thank you for that, Juan. That was really good. Let me do a quick demo. So what I'm going to do is I want to really show how the SmartHQ Service app and SmartHQ Service Web work together in terms of the SmartHQ Service Web being able to access data that technicians are generating in the field, and how this just facilitates communication. Okay. Now, as I said before, the app. The SmartHQ Service app is currently in not connected mode. So it's not connected to a Bluetooth module, okay? And so when you're in this mode, it looks very, very similar to the SmartHQ Service Web, okay? Very, very similar. Okay. Now, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to my Bluetooth module by clicking this Bluetooth Diagnostics at the bottom, okay? And you'll see it's connecting to my refrigerator in my home here. It takes a couple of seconds for that to happen, but it's pulling data, extracted data from the appliance, and it will start to send that data up to the cloud. So think about all the diagnostic history, all the parameters in the appliance are being pulled and sent to the cloud. Okay. So now the screen is open. Now, what are the telltale signs that this thing is connected to an appliance? Well, I've got fault codes, right, which were extracted from the appliance. I've got alerts that were extracted from the appliance. It's telling me that this appliance could use a firmware update. Okay, I'm not going to do any of that, but I'm connected to an appliance. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down, and there's all kinds of data in this appliance, right? There's cycle history data. Okay. There's fault codes, which I already showed you. Just a lot of information. So I just want to show you something that the technician can kind of do as well, which is take a photograph. Okay. They can take a picture. You can upload this picture to the cloud. You just call it. Upload it to the cloud. And so the technician's out in the field, and it's not just photographs, right? It's video, it's all kinds of very valuable content that is created and generated in the field, right? So I'm going to close this app. Okay, I'm going to reopen it. Okay, because it's when you close it and reopen it that the data is actually all the data is sent to the cloud. Okay. So I'm back in. It's reconnecting. Okay, and so all that data, like I said, that was extracted from the appliance is now in the cloud, ready for the triage person in the office or whoever it is at their computer who wants to look at this data. So I go into diagnostic history, okay, and let me just pull this down a little bit, just to give you an overview of what some of this, what the screen does, right? So I can choose whether I want to see data for the last week, for the last month, the last year, and there's no limit to the amount of time, right? So if you want to see data from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it's there, okay? You can see your own data, or you can see all the data for everyone in the company. So if it's like this, it's just my data, but if I switch it over to here, it's data for everyone in the company, okay? So you can see that, you know, it's got the serial number in here, the model number of the appliance, the same appliance, right? So you'll see the serial number here and the serial number here are the same, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a search. Okay, and you'll see all this data, right? So I've had a few sessions already today. Now I'm going to open this data, which is the session that I just created and sent up to the cloud. And I'm going to show you that I can see fault codes, I can see photographs. If I had taken video and uploaded it, I could see that. So let's look at the photograph that I sent up there. Okay, so you'll see it. Okay, there's just some junk on my countertop here. Okay. If there were videos, I could see it. Alerts, fault codes. So, and I know there were some fault codes in there, right? And they will match the fault codes. Sometimes it takes a minute here to pull it up, but the fault codes will match. Okay, you can see that. Okay, so the data that was in the app is now available to the triage folks or anyone in the office. Okay. Just very quickly, I want to look at cycle history data. Now, what's cycle history? I think a lot of you know what cycle history is, right? But cycle history is a data logger, right? It captures parameters on a refrigerator. It's every compressor off cycle. It captures somewhere around 70 parameters. Those parameters are stored in the appliance, and they're extracted by SmartHQ Service. And I can, if I choose to, I can graph these parameters. So essentially, I know how this appliance has been behaving over time. Okay. So as Juan alluded to, so think of this. You know, you're in the office and you're looking at exactly the data that your technician saw in the appliance as he was troubleshooting. So imagine, you know, maybe your technician's a novice, needs some help. The experts in the triage office could potentially help them. Okay, so very, very, very powerful capability. I think that's one of the most exciting elements of SmartHQ Service. Just phenomenal. Okay, so I think that's all I wanted to show you about diagnostic history. So what we're going to do now is we're going to transition to Anitha, who is going to talk to us about one part, the exploded drawing viewing application. So take it away, Anitha.
Thank you, Chelima and Juan, for such a detailed explanation. So coming here like one pass, in a simple term, it's an interactive exploded drawing view of an appliance. Let's see how it works. So just click on one pass. It's very simple, it's easy to use, and it's very interactive. So at a glance, as you can see all the subsections exploded drawing the subsections of an appliance. And in order to add path, all you have to click on any of the subsections, and you can zoom in or zoom out the drawings. So in order to select few paths, just click on the blue icon that has the number. So here, as and when you click on the blue icon, as you can see on the left-hand side, it gets highlighted. So just click on the card icon and it gets added to your pick list. I'm just going to add few more. I'm just going to add the dripping tray and click on the icon, it gets added. And the other thing is, like, if you want to print, you also have the option to print the exploded drawing along with its path. All you have to do is click on this print icon, click print, and you will be able to see the exploded drawing as well as all the paths that is being related to this particular subsection. I'm not going to print it, cancel it. And now let's go to the card. Click on view pick list, and you can create multiple number of pick lists. So I'm going to name this one as PFE28 4, and I'm going to save it. Okay. So you can either print, email this pick list, or the one which I like to do, what I like to do is I would like to export this pick list to Pathfinder, from where you can directly place an order for the appliances, for the paths through GA appliances, or else you can submit it for review. It depends upon the login in which you are logged in. So what I'm going to do is, for that what you have to do is, click on the Pathfinder icon, and as you can see, this pick list has been submitted to Pathfinder. So now on my phone, I have logged in as non-GA employee. So I'm going to access the pick list which is created in OnePass in Pathfinder. So just go to Pathfinder. It takes a couple of seconds, and there you go. Okay. Click on the card section at the bottom. Click on OnePass cards, and there you see the PFE28 the one just now which I've created in OnePass. So click on that and save it as my card. Check out. This is one of the way in which you can create a card. You can also create a card directly through Pathfinder. Telma will be going through that in detail in another few minutes. Okay, click on next. Enter a PO number. Test. Click on preview order. As you can see, like, I have logged in as a non-GA employee, so I don't have the authority to place an order. All I can do is I can just go ahead and submit my card for review. So I'm going to submit my card for review, and now, like, Telma will go in detail about how to place an order. So let's go back to Telma.
Thank you, Anitha. That was a really good explanation. So so Anitha kind of obviously went through the capabilities of OneParts to view exploded drawings, create pick lists, and this really exciting integration between OneParts and Pathfinder, which is the parts ordering engine within SmartHQ Service or SmartHQ Web, right? So, and then, the other thing she alluded to is this phenomenon where someone who is logged in, and let me move to a PowerPoint here, but someone who is logged in as a non-GE employee can create a cart like Anitha just did. You don't necessarily have to do it in OneParts, but you can create a cart, and I'll show you this in a minute, and you can submit this cart for review. You can't actually purchase the parts in that cart because you are not actually linked to a parts account. Now, if you were logged in with your CustomerNet credentials, your CustomerNet username and password, at that point, you are linked to a parts account, and you will see that the user interface of the app in in Parts Finder will actually allow you to order parts, okay? So you log in through the username and password login functionality, and you will see the ability to order parts. Okay, so so we will once again, I will go into a little bit more detail when I do the demo here. Okay, just to reiterate, right? So it's because it's an important concept. Non-GE employees log in, create carts, no parts ordering. CustomerNet credentials, CustomerNet username and password. Create carts, order parts. and review carts that are submitted for review by non-GEA employee logins or quote-unquote technicians out in the field. Okay? All right, so now I'm going to go back to the demo, and I'm going to show you something very interesting here. So one thing I did not mention previously is that cart that Anitha submitted for review, I'm going to go and find it, and I'm going to review it. Okay? So I go into Parts Finder, and so I work for the same company as Anitha, and so I can see the carts that she's created. And I'm logged in with my CustomerNet credentials. Okay? So I go here and I look at other carts. Okay? And I'm going to find that cart that Anitha just created. Right? So this is it right here. It was created just now. Okay? So I'm going to open it, and you'll see the two parts that Anitha selected. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to review this card. Okay, I want to I want to determine whether Anitha should be able to buy these parts. Okay, and just to give you, there's another variation of carts, which is what we call a shared cart, which allows all the technicians in your company to put parts into a cart, and those can all be reviewed at the same time, and the reviewer can make a decision as to whether or not to order the parts. Okay, so you can see here this is different from what Anitha had available to her. Right, I can place the order by credit card, or I can just place the order and have it fulfilled through my parts account. Okay, I can also edit this card. Okay, and I can add parts. So maybe the technician missed some parts, and so I'm going to add a part. Okay, it takes a minute here to pull up. It's quite a bit of data here, so it's pulling. Okay, so I'm going to add some more parts to this cart. Okay, I'm going to add them. So still this cart that Anitha created, but I've added some parts. Okay. Now I'm going to check out. This is what Anitha couldn't do. Okay? I'm going to check out, or actually Anitha could check out. She just couldn't actually buy the parts. So yeah, you'll see the address that it's going to ship to, etc. Next, this is the PO number. I'm going to preview the order. Okay, perfect. Now I can place the order. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now I'm not actually going to buy these parts. I'm going to cancel it in a minute here. But this is kind of the way the system works. Okay, so I click on this and it takes me back to the home screen. So there's a lot of things I can do in here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create a cart from scratch. Okay, just to show you how that works, because the process that I just showed you was a little bit different from what the standard would be. Not every cart's going to be created in one parts. So here I'm going to create a cart directly in Parts Finder. Okay, and I'm going to change the name of the cart. Okay, so it's going to be my cart, and I'm going to call it, let's say, test 7, okay? And I say, okay. And then I'm going to add a bunch of parts to this cart. Okay, now these are parts from this subsystem. I can also look at illustrations, right, by the way, right? So I can look at illustrations right here, right here. Okay, I'm going to go back to content, okay? And I'm going to add these parts to the cart. Okay, and then I'm going to check out. Doesn't get simpler than this. Okay, I'm going to hit the next, put it in a PO, All my POs are called test. And I'm going to preview the order. And I can place the order. Okay. So I want you to go, once again, I'm going to place the order. I'll cancel it in a minute. Okay. So pretty cool. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the home screen, and I just want to show you a little bit some of the things that exist in here. Right. So this is the sort of the carts or the orders screen. Okay. I can look at a lot of things in here. Right. I can look at my order list. Okay, and I can actually cancel the parts that I've ordered. Okay, I can. So there's lots of things I can do in here. Okay, shared carts. These are carts that, as I mentioned before, anyone within the company can put parts into. Okay, and so that really, it's kind of a way that allows everyone, once again, to collaborate. Okay. So I think that is really gives you kind of an overview of the parts ordering application. And that was really the last thing that we wanted to show you. So let me quickly go back to the presentation, okay, and give you our contact information. Okay, so obviously our website is smarthqservice.com. Phone number 502-714-2029, 502-714-2029. And our email is smarthqservice.support@geappliances.com. Hey, if you want to send us Christmas gifts or cards or whatever you want to send, we are located at GE Appliance Park, AP5 2N-67, Louisville, Kentucky 40225. Okay.